Well, this one has been a long time coming. Today, we're tackling Hi Puffy Yumi. I've said before that there are some shows that are so bad that I pretty much drop everything I'm doing just to review it to get it over with as fast as possible. That was kind of what last week was about. Hi Puffy Yumi is kind of the opposite of that. It's bad, but it's on the very low end of bad. So I've been sitting on this one for quite some time. Look, after King Star King and some crazy copyright problems, I just need to do something more simple. And it doesn't get any simpler than Hi Puffy Yumi. You know how in The Simpsons or Family Guy, you occasionally see badly made cartoons in the background that you're not really supposed to pay attention to? Well, if they did that for anime, what you'd see back there is Hi Puffy Yumi. This is a particularly cheaply made show. I mean, for starters, it's one of those celebrity endorsement shows. They were everywhere in the 70s, but they still pop up from time to time. And with very few exceptions like Class of 3000, they turn out to be awful boring messes. Kind of like the animation equivalent to movies based on video games, or video games based on movies. Keep in mind that my opinion of the show, or any celebrity endorsing show, has nothing to do with the celebrities that they endorse. I don't know anything about Puffy Yumi themselves. But I will say this, all too often it's people who don't care about watching cartoons, signing over their rights to corporate stooges who don't care about making cartoons. It just ends up being an excuse to indoctrinate younger kids into their brand. Yeah, it's morally skeevy, but it's better than other things that kids could be exposed to. Honestly, I didn't know which episode to pick for this review. They're all 7 minutes long, and most of them are on an equal level of bad. And they all have essentially the same plot. Ami and Yumi have a problem, they can't solve it, then they solve it with rock music. When you compare it to something like Class of 3000, not only do you have many more genres of music than rock or J-pop, although I can't play any of them because copyright bullshit, but the music is usually more of a backdrop to the problem than an actual solution. Now with 7-minute cartoon episodes, the shorts generally rely on one gag. So if that gag isn't funny, the episode tends not to be funny. And most of the gags that the show relies on aren't funny. Yumi was abducted as a child and trained to sing opera. Okay. I mean, look at this episode. Yumi starts sneezing, and their mentor Kaz comes to the conclusion that she's allergic to Ami. Now I want you to guess exactly how this episode ends. If you've seen any other sudden allergies plot, you know how it ends. That's right, it was actually caused by a soap or cosmetic. One episode has Ami and Yumi getting abducted by aliens, and the entire episode is the aliens just messing with them. There's no real plot, and they only escape through the power of music. You see, apparently the alien homeworld was so incredibly stupidly boring. It's definitely going to be an interesting day when the aliens actually arrive, and they see all of our aliens taking over Earth media depicting them. The episode I'm going to review today is about a treasure map, because this is the only one I've seen so far that actually seems to have a fucking plot. Like My Life Me, this show tries to use and parody the conventions of anime. This time, however, it seems like it's only used to keep costs down as low as possible. As Flash took over television animation, so many cartoons at that time were looking this incredibly cheap. I see that they were at least trying for some kind of style, but it doesn't look good. It looks very minimalist, and for a gag-based cartoon like this, that wasn't the wisest option. It looks cheap. There are many frames where only mouths are moving, for instance. Anime can get away with that because the backgrounds look very expensive and very detailed. You could see why they wouldn't want to draw it 1,000 different times. This, however, I could probably draw each of these individual frames. So on to the episode. It starts with a tour bus driving through what seems to be the Nevada desert. They go on talking about how they're the greatest friends ever.
Yeah, good jamming with the good friends.
Great friends, the best friends ever. Nothing in the whole wide world could ever come between us.
Something immediately tears them apart. Through road rage, Kaz is hit with a piece of paper. At first, Kaz thinks it's a treasure map.
Treasure map?
Treasure map? Kaz, are your glasses on upside down?
Well, maybe.
This is the kind of humor you can expect from the show, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, they're even on backwards, not upside down. Let's take a look at that treasure map. So, it looks like a bunch of islands. And this episode looks like it takes place in the Nevada desert. Nothing about this makes any sort of sense. Yumi thinks she'll find a monkey statue and fight off mummies. I thought this was pirate treasure.
Diamond earrings! Ruby slippers! Silver tiaras! A 14-karat prom dress?
We don't measure dresses in carats. Carats are for gold and gems, not clothing which is usually made out of fabrics. And Kaz thinks he's going to lay a golden egg. What the hell does this have to do with a pirate treasure map? According to the traditional mythos, pirates bury treasure under a red X on like an island, and it's got gold and jewelry and stuff. And you think you'll be laying an egg.
This day of my life, I'm rich and I'm a mother.
Okay then. Kaz is basically Mr. Krabs if he was as stupid as Patrick Star. Season 4 Patrick Star. Immediately they turn against each other. At night, each of them tries to steal the map because of course they do. Ami uses a fishing rod because plan. Kaz uses vanishing cream that expires after 20 seconds. The most useless vanishing cream in the world. Try ordering from Acme next time, you'll get better results.
First you get the map, then you get the monkey, then you get the power!
Whatever you do in your spare time is entirely your business. Each of them catch each other and die for the map, where they end up ripping it apart. As you can see, this here is a brilliant symbol for their friendship, as Ami, the nice one, steals the treasure map, and leaves the other two in the dust. And yes, they even say a line where it implies that they're fully aware that this is outside of Ami's character.
I'm not sharing squat. What? Can't a girl be sweet and greedy?
To steal a map from under her friend's nose and being completely selfish and inconsiderate about treasure. It's slightly believable for Yumi, but the only one who would usually be doing this kind of stuff is Kaz. I have seen way too many episodes of this show. So we have a montage. This apparently leads them all over the world. The treasure map looks nothing like the world, by the way. The montage is boring and they end up exactly where they started. Then some crazy old fancy guy says that it isn't a treasure map, it's modern art. So the lesson here is that modern art is terrible, and the only thing it's good for is tearing apart friendships. Sounds spot on, I really must say. He says he's offered a fortune, until Ami says they ripped it. Now it's worthless because wah-wah. And Kaz cries because he does that. A lot. Kaz is a very annoying character. It's like they put all of Mr. Krabs, and all of SpongeBob, and all of Patrick in one character.
Right. And I'm sorry about all that trying to destroy you both and claim the map for myself stuff.
Destroy them both. I know about trying to get the map to yourself, but when did you try to destroy Ami and Yumi? Kaz, is there something you're not telling us? So lately, you may have noticed my video production has been slowing down, and I didn't sound too excited in this video. In the credits of my annoying orange video that I posted back in January, I said that I was suffering from internal cysts. I didn't say location because it was personal. They're in my epididymis, okay? That's where the cysts are. No, I'm not joking, they're really there. About a week and a half later, they were gone. Then a week after that, they were back. And then gone. And now they're coming back. I'm going to see a doctor about this again because it's really starting to get out of hand. This gets very painful and very uncomfortable to the point where I have a hard time focusing on something other than the pain. And on top of that, the pain isn't very consistent. Sometimes the pain is a little bit less, sometimes it's more. But it changes repeatedly throughout the day. A lot of people have been telling me to take a break with reviews. But while I have been slowing down, I'm not going to stop. You know, the difficulties of being self-employed. I do have to keep working and making these reviews, and dealing with all the copyright stuff that comes with it. So I just thought I'd give you a brief update on this.